In Chapter 3 it tells about one past but many histories, controversies and conflicting views in the Philippine history. This chapter is being divided into 4 lessons. Lesson 1, the site of the first mass. Lesson 2, the Cavite Mutiny. Lesson 3, retraction of Rizal. And Lesson 4 is the cry of Balintawak. Our past greatly comes with so many historical events that sharpen our mind and strengthen our perspectives in giving essential information that shape our mindset and understanding nowadays. There are many continuous issues in Philippines history. In fact, some of them have remained unsolved to this day. Dealing with disputes requires special caution because historians who have raised them have their own points to make. Furthermore, dealing with them would necessitate a significant amount of time spent evaluating the historiography procedures used in acquiring, analyzing, and interpreting materials. The existence of debates on these issues keeps history alive and makes it ever interesting to study. For decades, the location of the first mass had been the subject of first arguments. In this debate, there were two main contenders, Limasawa and Butuan. Despite the fact that the National Historical Institute's Grand Kaiko Commission officially recognized Limasawa as the site of the first mass, and despite the fact that its findings were affirmed by a committee led by Dr. Benito Z. Ligarda in 2008 and the Mujeres panel in 2018, the controversy has raged on due to the piece of evidence presented by the pro-Butuan camp. The Cavite Mutiny, also known as La Algarada Cavitea among Spaniards, was a brief rebellion of Filipino soldiers and laborers serving in the Spanish armed forces in Fort San Felipe in the province of Cavite. The soldiers and laborers had the audacity to start a mutiny, believing that it could turn into a widespread insurrection. However, it was swiftly destroyed by the Spanish military, effectively surprising the emergence of the country's first nationalist movement. Rizal's renunciation of his anti-Spanish attitude is perhaps one of the most continuous issues in our country's history. Some reports indicate that before his fatal death at the Bagumbayan on December 30, 1896, Rizal renounced his Masonic principles and converted to Roman Catholicism. Another point of contention among researchers is the publication of his signature in the paper. The most renowned of all stories of his retractions is per account of Vicenta Balaguer. It's the sole eyewitness story available. The first cry of the revolution is another historical event with contradictory accounts. It is an event in which the Katipuneros tear their cedulas in protest at the Spanish government's mistreatment of them. The personal cedula serves as evidence of tax payment and recognition of the Spanish authority in the Philippines. They are sending a message to the authorities that they will no longer tolerate the colonizers' exploitation and are prepared to confront them with armed resistance. Some believe it happened in Balintawak, some in Pugadlawin, and still others in Kongkong. This lesson will look at the three major accounts that tell the story of this historical event. Indeed, many history in one past the victorious write history in their own image. The losers would write a new history, and someone might do it for them if enough time has gone.